it's pretty late at night. We just got unloaded here in Butner, North Carolina, and we got a night. So we got to get down to Tar Heel because, well, we're already late. So this is what I'm dealing with right now. I have 2 hours to get down there. And yeah, I told them when they gave me this load, this wasn't going to be a good idea. See, it's Sunday night. I got to be there Tuesday afternoon up in Cudahy, Wisconsin. And I am not even down there yet to pick it up. Now, thankfully, it's already loaded. But I got to go down there, pick it up, and get back. So, hey, I guess we'll see you down in Tar Heel. Well, 2 hours later, we are here. I have no idea where my trailer is, so we have to go on a glorified trailer hunt. It's over here, or over there, or way back there. It's been a pretty long day, but hey, it is what it is, so see if I can't find this here in a minute. We'll get backed up to it, and then got to go right over there for my paperwork. So let's see what I can turn up here. This place is always a mess. I hate coming back here because you always feel like you're going to lose a tire. So let me see if I can find it and we'll get out of here. Well, it would appear I found it. See if we can get under here without too much. Nope, too far off. So, you gotta hook this thing up here. And, gonna walk over there and get our paperwork. I can drive over there, but I'm not going to. I know we're hooking up the trailer, but I got to make sure this is the right trailer, just in case. So if it's not, well, yeah, I'll be able to unhook quickly. Well, I changed my mind because, well, I got to slide the tandems anyways, and if it's the wrong one, I can easily put it right back into this or one of the other spots here. It'll save some time. Got to go right around the corner and scale it, and then as soon as we're done there, we got a boogie. So let's ease over to the office, and then we'll commence with that. Today's been a mess, but hey, today ain't over. Looking at my air gauge, it doesn't appear to be too heavy, but there's no right way on the trailer. On the very new ones, they don't have them, but they got a scale here, like I said. So get in that door, and to get back out, we'll move the tandems and go scale it, and hopefully we can be out of here in just a few minutes. Well, we got our bills. It says I'm 41,149. The dispatch said I was 45, so hopefully this is true. We'll go get this slid, run over and scale it real quick, and we'll be out of here. Now, like I said, the gauge didn't look too bad, but since we dropped the air in the trailer, it'll get heavier because it's pushing against the fifth wheel. I thought it would drop a little bit, but these new trailers are different, so I'll just move it back. Trying to go back a little bit, and this thing's just fighting me. All right, we got it here. So let's go ahead and lock this, and then we'll head to the scale. That was rough. All right, so 33,720, 32,340. Yeah, we're good. Even with this, I would still highly recommend getting a CAD scale somewhere along the way. So let's get out of here. All right, so it is Sunday night, 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time where I'm at. I have to be in Cudahy, Wisconsin by 4 p.m. Tuesday, day after tomorrow. So we're just leaving now. I am going to probably make it up to McBain tonight. There's no reason to go any further. I'm not going to find any place to park. That's 2 hours away. So let's get up to McBain, or however they say it, McBain. That's where the Petro is, at the 157 on I-40. We'll get up there and we'll hatch out a plan from there. So we'll see you at the Petro. As I pulled out, a local bluegrass station came on, and it got me thinking about back in the day when, before computers and cell phones and all of that other stuff, and we had the all-night radio, the clear channel stations, the Truck and Bozo, Dave Nemo, Art Bell, and the CB radio, and it was just a different time. When it gets a little warmer, I like driving at night, but it just reminds me of the good times we used to have before everything got real convoluted. But anyhow, though, you know, we're pulling into the Petro up here. We're gonna get a actual scale here and see where we're at, and then, hey, we're gonna get some sleep. So, well, yep. So it's well after midnight. I got parked. In fact, it's about 1:15 in the morning. Get scaled though. Found me a place to park that was free. So let's go check the scale ticket and figure out what we got to go from there. So we got scaled out, got my ticket. Looks like we're doing pretty good. The scales there weren't too far off, so it's good to know. If you're unfamiliar with scales like that, I always recommend getting a second opinion, because a lot of these places are more concerned about just the differences in gross weights rather than axle weights. So if all you're worried about is the difference in gross weights between empty and loaded, it doesn't matter if you're 1,000 or 1,500 pounds off, because, well, the difference is still going to be the difference. That's all they're concerned about. So that's just something to be mindful of. But we're good, so I think I'm going to call it a night. So we'll catch you tomorrow. So it's the next day. I got about an hour and 15 before I can take off. I was pretty decent sleep last night, but we can't leave till 11 o'clock local time. So gotta head out of here, drive about an hour and a half to get up to a rural haul, and I'm gonna put fuel on there. I'm gonna top it off. I found a deal on some tank cleaner that biocide. It's that time of year. So fill it up, put that in there, and start heading for Wisconsin. So the goal is to be hopefully north of Indianapolis tonight. It's 803 miles there, so theoretically if I drive from here, which is outside of Greensboro, I should be able to make it north of India, realistically, somewhere on I-65. So, which will leave me about 3.5 hours tomorrow. So if you see where we're at, lots of road construction, but we are, it says 12 hours and 45 minutes, 856 miles away. Don't worry with the tolls. It says $11.59 for the trip. It's actually almost $90 for a semi truck. So There's a couple different ways we could go, but I think we're just going to go back straight up through the woods like normal and back up into Ohio, and we'll take 294 around, but that's the plan. So depending on how early I can get started tomorrow and how far I make it, I'm hoping to be up there sometime around noon tomorrow, maybe 1 o'clock at the latest. It's yeah, looks like it's fixing to rain here though too, so that will probably play into it a little bit. Oh goody. Some of these places we go, you got to be real careful. I mean, good night. Some of these places we go, you know you're going to lose a tire, like I did the other day. So, on the trailer, thankfully. But we'll get going. We'll watch the weather, which shouldn't be that bad, and hopefully we'll be somewhere on I-65 tonight when we shut down. So it wasn't just a few minutes after I said it looks like it might rain. It actually started to rain, so we pulled out. The rain didn't last long. The further west and north we went, we drove right out of it. Just basically over here. But we get on the road and we start hauling, and this is Pilot Mountain here. One of my favorite views. You ought to see it in person. But it wasn't too bad until we got into Virginia, and then we started running into a bit of traffic, but the worst traffic was yet to come. But for the most part, like I said, it was a pretty good run. Made it to Virginia in pretty good time. It's pretty hilly and all that, but then, hey, on to the J. So, yep. So I'm here. I missed Rural Hall. I don't know what happened. They don't have the signs up and stuff like that. If you're not looking for it, I'm usually hitting it the other way. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but I am. Just blew right past it. Didn't even think about it. And suddenly I realized I blew past it, so I'm here at exit 1 in Virginia. Which I didn't want to be at because, well, this is a still life painting. We're all just sitting here. Yeah. All these guys are sitting here getting their fast food and doing whatever they want. The whole parking lot's empty, but everybody's packed up here just screwing everybody else. So, hey, whatever. So I guess I'll get my fuel and we'll get back to you. One of the main problems we're having right now is I'm 1 minute out of my half-hour break right now. Is 50% of the guys here are just parking on the fuel island to go to McDonald's. Almost 90%, that guy right there is eating. 90% of the guys I'm seeing are going to McDonald's. There's an empty parking lot. Nobody's parking. It's maddening. It's just, no wonder these truck drivers are getting so fat. So, all right, well, now I got to go in, and I had to do the pump twice because the guy in front of me wouldn't leave before the reefer was done. So I had to do the pump twice, so now I got to go back in. So, hey, whatever. All right, so now that rant's over, we got the truck, we got the trailer. Got to get back on the interstate, which this is actually an awful stretch. 77. Just, it's always busy and nobody knows how to drive. So, well, nobody but me. Anyhow, let's get going, and we'll see you in a while. The other day I found a sale on Bioside that deep clean from that power service stuff. Everybody knows me, knows I'm a big fan of power service, but that Bioside tank cleaner, usually it's about 37 bucks a bottle. They were selling it for $9 a bottle there at the truck stop, just trying to get rid of the old stuff. So I bought two. and we're gonna clean out the tanks, and then as soon as that's run out, I'm gonna run a bottle of meter cleaner through there and give it one last shot, and we're gonna change all the filters. It's about that time of year, and hopefully I can keep the check engine light off all summer, because like I said, my truck hates winter blend. So all right, see you up the road. So by the time we got into Virginia, we started hitting some road construction and real traffic jams, and into West Virginia. And what makes this part of the trip so stressful is this is all Cleveland traffic and Philadelphia traffic, all heading south down into Florida. I-75 and I-77. Eventually, you know, it's the fast trip into Atlanta from there, and to all points south, so you get a bit of traffic. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad here, but it's pretty stressful till we got into Charleston and started heading west, which was a nice trip, which is where this was here. Got across the bridge into Ohio, and once we got into some of the flatlands, it really started relaxing out. But it was pretty stressful for a while, but we made it and started to relax. So yeah, not too bad, I guess. Well, I had to do a half-hour break here in Bidwell. Nothing's happening here. But do you ever notice how, well, one, you get ready to leave and everybody shows up? Yeah, there's a line and there's a line, and yeah. And I can't get out. It's time for me to go. Also, that when you're not going to stay, you get the greatest spot in the whole world. Well, I guess time will have it, but we have 5 hours and 4 minutes left on our day. It is currently 6:19 local time, and it is time for me to boogie and a woogie. So let me get out of here, back on US 35. Should be able to get through Dayton all right, but after that, hopefully we'll be at the Ohio-Indiana line, and that may be where I stop. So see you. Yeah, not a bit of activity till, well, so, yep, that's life. Well, rolled out of my spot. It's the only open spot there now. There was about 3 when I rolled in, and about 3 guys started jockeying for my spot. So I rolled out, and I wasn't even all the way out, and he was already lining up to get in. So, well, it's a busy day in Bidwell, Ohio. Let's get to New Paris. So we made it here to Spiceland, Indiana. I was going to stop in New Paris, like I said, but all the road construction and everything kind of made me think I probably ought to get past that. And we're about 25 minutes out of Indy right now. So I'm figuring to hit Indy about 8:30, 9 o'clock their time, which the time change will work for me, because when I get up to the 201, I'll drop an hour again, and I'll get through Chicago a whole lot quicker. Well, not quicker, but with the time change. I was all ready to buy a spot tonight, but I found a spot over there for free, so that was good. But this place is pretty packed up. I'm gonna have to figure out something different with cameras. My one camera I've been using, my old one, it's starting to screw up again, so I think it's time to retire it, but I don't know what to replace it with. So I only did 540 miles, but there was no point in going over to 65. I've already checked the websites for the other truck stops and all that. They're all, anything between Chicago and Indy is going to be packed up, especially at 9:30 at night. So we are right at about 5 hours out. Actually less than that, about 4.5. So we get through, we should be sitting over in Cudahy right around noon tomorrow. Everything goes well. Back in the day, this used to be the place to go. Of course, with all of these old style buildings burning down, I wonder how long for this one. I mean, the one in Indy already burned down, and the one in Gary, so that's 2 in Indiana. Why don't we go for a trifecta? Anyhow, let me go see what's going on in there, and then we'll finish up tonight. So I looked at the map. It's 4 hours and 53 minutes and 316 miles. Now what's making this trip unique tomorrow is we have a time constraint, but not in the traditional way. We've got to go through Indianapolis after rush hour because we can't make it through before. If we do that, we'd have to do a split. Then I'd have to do 7 and 3 to make it, because you got to get up early to get through Indy. And then park on the north side and sit 3 hours, which I don't want to do. And then I'm pretty much where I would have started anyway. So we'll just go ahead and, like I said, we got to come in right after rush hour and then get through Chicago before rush hour. But it's not just Chicago. I've got to get to the north side of Milwaukee. So I've got to get through Chicago and be on the north side of Milwaukee before it all lets through. And hopefully, if everything goes well, I can be out of there and running before rush hour. Walking up to the truck and I saw this shadow. Thankfully, that's from the guy before me. That's the kind of thing that stresses me out. So it's pretty late right now. Well, it's only 9:35 my time, but I think I'm going to call it a night, and we will catch you in the morning. So it's the next morning. We at 7:30 local time. I got to top the reefer off, but I'll do that when I get into Wisconsin. Had time for make one stop, but need to look at Google Earth. Traffic's flowing. It's all green in Indy, so we're going to take off. There's only one spot where it appears to be messed up, and that's around 69 and 465 loop. But it's been messed up because of construction there since the dawn of time. So we'll just go straight through. With any luck, they said we're a live unload. It's a work in, but with any luck, we'll be able to drop it there. We have drop trailers there, at least we did. So hopefully we can drop it, grab an empty, and take off. That's the plan. So got a light out. Got to figure out what's wrong with this light here. I think it's the plug-in. I don't know if it's the plug-in or the socket, but these aren't the traditional ones, so I've got to check that out. I just hope it's not the wiring, because I hate once you replace the stock wiring, it's never the same after that. So when I get to the shop, I'm gonna let them do that, and yeah, we'll just let them do that because they have all the right tools to do it. So, all right, well, let's get back on I-65. And before I'm corrected, I-70 and get to 65. Welcome to I-70. Oh. It's a good time. If you ever wanted to know what a good front door is, it's that clown right in front of me, blowing black coal, running. Oh, I'm running almost 8 over, and he's leaving me in road construction. That dude in that shiny W9 pulling that trailer, that's what's known as a good front door, because he's creating such a scene and making such an obvious mess of himself that all eyes will be on him, and me and my plastic fantastic will go right on by him when he gets pulled over. He's just being impatient. But when you're making a spectacle of yourself, things tend to happen. Trust me, I've driven enough spectacle trucks. Things happen. Used to go and wait for somebody like that to come blow your doors off, and you tuck in behind them about a quarter mile back and just pace them. Maybe it just goes about a mile an hour slower than they were going, and really cover some distance. Back in the day when we had a split speed in Ohio and it was 55, so we used to do there. So yeah, Illinois never bothered us during the split speed. Indiana got a little rough, but it depended on how broke they were that week. But Ohio, man, you never got in Ohio and sped alone across that state. You always had the front door, the back door, and the rocking chair. And I'll tell you what, Ohio is not to be played with. So I get up here to the split, and somebody wrecked at the 70 West, 65 North junction. So we got to deal with that, or we could take the 465 around, and what a mess. So suddenly, because somebody wrecked, everything went haywire. Everybody sees that sign, everybody jumps on 465, and well, I'm not getting on 465 now. There's a guy hauling a barn down the road. So we'll go to 65. Well, we'll go through the middle of town. We'll hit that right lane that's closed, but it'll be a lot shorter of a time than it will be to go around the loop. We'll be through it faster. So, and with that guy hauling that barn, hopefully he's going south, because if he's going north, he's going to be in for a time. So, to downtown. One of the things I know is slow is fast and fast is smooth. When you're dealing with this much traffic, the best thing you can do is just keep moving. Movement is movement. But if you don't hold your lane and you just gotta flow, man. Because if you sit there and jerk in and out of the lanes and move around and just try to force your way through, it stresses you out and takes twice as long. I was out of this really quick, a lot quicker than one would think. We moved up 65 towards Chicago, and I mean, it was just a solid ride. Started getting a little packed up the closer we got to Chicago, but I mean, it's Chicago. But just made it a relaxing drive, went up, and didn't have any problems. When we got up here to Crown Point, went and checked the Google Earth just to make sure that which highway was flowing, whether I wanted to do 90, 290, or if I was going to have to go a 294. We ended up going between 294, 94, and 90, and 294 stayed clear, 90 only if you have to. But yeah, we went through all of them, and 294 was it, and we made it up to the Petro.
I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
You know, I've made a lot of bad decisions in my life, but pulling into this Petro was one of them. They've changed this place a whole lot since I was here, and it's all paid to park now. Whoever reconfigured that Petro should be fired. It's absolutely a wretched place to go, and I will never do it again. I hadn't been in there since it was a TA, so that was a surprise that don't want to do again. Well, I made it in, so let's go see what happens now. So they want me to drop it in the door and unhook, and I see my empty right over there. We'll have to find a washout, but that's just par for the course. I've already got my other next load. I got to go get that washed out, but it's just going to be a regular Joe load, and there's no point in watching you guys have you watch me get irritated for a day and a half back to Sioux Falls. So as I wind this video up, actually the washout and the load, the live load, all that just went flawlessly. I can't complain on that at all. Didn't even have enough time to get a half-hour break for the washout, and I got loaded. I had to pull out of the door and park off to the side to get my half-hour break done there. But that being said, you know, I get a little melodramatic, like don't have enough time, but at the same token, I always play it cautious. I had enough time. It was just, I hate cutting myself short, and I don't leave anything to chance. I mean, sometimes though, there's just no choice. I've had a couple lows like that, not you know, this last month, to where it was just all or nothing, and the load down to Alabama was like that. It was a weird deal, and truthfully, the load coming back was even worse, but it all worked out. So sometimes all you can do is all you can do, and sometimes things just tend to work out. So don't lose heart, guys. It is what it is, and if you keep pushing, you're going to make some money in this business. But more importantly, things are going to go well, and you're going to have a good time. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next video.
Baby, read the fine print. I've got baggage and it's all Gucci. Don't get too attached to me. Everybody act like the answer. One love like in the movies. Wasting precious time assuming. Oh, were we made to fall? No, I'm not lonely when solo and solely exploring what I need. 'Cause dozens of times I swear that I knew